Well, welcome to this third episode of Oxygen Gage, and I'm delighted to be joined here again by Pete Murphy, who is Chief Sales Officer of Nebula Global Services. Welcome, Pete.
Thanks for having me, Doug.
Well, in this third episode, we're going to be talking about the hot new trends in channel services. So there's a few areas to cover. So to get straight down to it, I think it's fair to say that we're seeing an increase in the number of resellers and MSPs that are expanding internationally. What's driving that trend, and what is Nebula doing to support that trend?
So you're right, Doug. We're definitely seeing that there's a lot of UK-centric channel customers now looking to expand internationally. I simply think that it's quite a saturated market in the UK. As much as it's in its tens of billions in terms of market share, there's a lot of organisations that are perhaps feeling like they're hitting a glass ceiling. And there's a lot of consolidation going on in the channel as well, with the likes of Advania acquiring CCS Media and Boxy acquiring Total Computers. So I think there's that. I do also think it's driven by the end clients that have got a lot of globally dispersed technologies and users. Quite a lot of verticals are quite acquisitive, and I think what they're looking for from the channel is a way to have a consistent, repeatable service experience through their existing UK channel customer, but they don't have the global footprint and ecosystem to deliver those services. So it's almost a perfect storm for Nebula, because that lends really nicely into our global service portfolio. So yes, there's a lot of opportunities still in the UK, but I think now there's a lot of organisations looking to expand and take advantage of the more global opportunity.
Great. Well, we've all been talking about as a service for decades, but you've coined the phrase as an outcome. So what does that mean, and how does that benefit your partners?
Yeah. So as an outcome for us is a very much a results-driven approach. We're quite consultative in the way that we sell, and I think that clients are looking for an outcome that they're looking to buy now, whether it's increased efficiency, cost reduction, enhanced security, and I think that we're benefiting the channel because we're allowing them to be a little bit different in their responses when there's a requirement. Yes, obviously we'll help them answer the exam question, but we also help them look at things a little bit more laterally, and often that helps them win the business because, again, they've put the client's goals and an outcome at the forefront and created the solution back from that, rather than it being technology or vendor-led. So that's, again, where I think we're a little bit different.
Oh, great. And let's talk about another major trend, return to office. It was a big topic out at Canalis in October. They were flagging it up as one of the 2 or 3 big opportunities for the channel. And if you look at it, Amazon have ordered their staff back into the office 5 days a week. I think Dell have done something similar with their inside sales, or part of their workforce, certainly. And we're also seeing it in the channel, but among the customers too. So have you seen an uptick in the demand for workplace-related services?
Absolutely. The work from home or in office debate is another conversation, but from the demand that we're seeing now through the channel, it's clear that there's a lot of organizations now driving users back to the office, and from an opportunity perspective, yes, that's driving lots of network migrations. There's lots of wireless refreshes. There's collaboration spaces that need building. There's obviously cyber and physical security that's as important as ever, with more users going back to the office, and IoT. There's a lot of physical devices that we're deploying as part of data that clients are looking to collect to make their environment more efficient and a better workspace. So yes, workspace services is a hugely important part of our pillar, and there's a massive demand from our global channel in those services.
No, great. And also at Canalis in October, Steve Brazier, the co-founder, his keynote in the morning was quite doom laden, and he I think he said something like, "You won't be smiling by the end of the presentation." He basically called time to 30 years of hardware growth for the channel. Said we're not really seeing many new categories of hardware coming through. It's going to grow low single digits at best. It's a flat market. So, he was also suggesting that the hardware-oriented partners in the room should diversify. So is that what you're seeing too? And what can a channel services provider like Nebula do to help traditional hardware resellers pivot their business in this kind of market?
I think that resellers have traditionally been the ones with the strongest client relationships that really understand their business. I think from a pivot perspective, they're the ones that will probably be the most trusted to go and talk about different services and solutions and different revenue streams that they can offer if there is a declining hardware market. I'm a services guy, so having that conversation, we'll have to trust the experts. But with regards to how they can pivot and drive more value, there's definitely the resellers have the trust of their customers to go and talk about solutions that, again, can be high value, high margin for the channel customer, but really drive some important value in for the client, and again, driving the outcomes that they need.
Well, thanks, Pete, for running us through those major channel trends. So we had the expansion overseas that you're supporting. We also had, as an outcome, we had return to work, and finally we had the shift away from hardware. So thanks for guiding us through all that, and look forward to joining you again in the final episode.
Thanks, Doug. Appreciate it.